Greetings and good morning. It is day 66 on the Appalachian Trail, and we are headed into Glasgow this morning for a resupply. Then we'll do our resupply, have some lunch, and get back on the trail this afternoon. Although I don't know how much we're going to do this afternoon because there's a huge climb ahead of us, and I think I'd rather do that in the cool morning than the hot afternoon. But we'll see what happens there. I got a okay night's sleep. Maybe I wouldn't say it was a bad night's sleep, but it wasn't a good night's sleep. There was this deer that kept walking all over our camping area. And it wasn't a quiet deer. This was a loud deer that clomp, 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 clomp all night long. So if it's not the whippoorwill, it's the deer. Anyway, it didn't rain on us last night, stayed dry, and legs are feeling good, actually shockingly good. And we've got about a 7 or 8 mile hike down to the James River footbridge. I'll talk a little bit more about that when we get there, but it's a real cool bridge. I've walked over it once before, and I'm looking forward to walking across it again on my through hike. Hey, have a great morning. From the comments and far out, it looks like the fire was probably in November of 23. Not really sure how large I don't think it was a huge forest fire, but it was enough to burn, I don't know, 15, 20 miles of the AT. I don't smell it. Of course, there's been at least one growing season. I don't smell the burn, but my sniffer is not as good as it used to be either, so. The sunrise is behind me again this morning, and that just, I don't know, it throws me off. Been enjoying a beautiful view of this valley for the last 15, 20 minutes as I've hiked. Got a beautiful view of the James River here. In addition to the James River, I've got a really good view of our climb tomorrow. That's a bluff mountain right there in the middle. And that's my climb tomorrow. It's going to be a big climb. So now we've got about a 1 mile hike to the bridge along the river here. The road on the other side of the river creates a lot of noise, but except for that, this has been a really enjoyable, peaceful walk by the river. Might be able to see the bridge there through the trees. All right, we made it to the bridge. This is the James River footbridge. I know that sounds funny, but it's actually named after a guy, last name Foote, William Foote. Hey Philly, there's a tradition that says you're supposed to jump off the bridge.
Well, that's a tradition
I
guess I can't live up to.
Are you going to jump off the bridge?
No.
Yeah, me either. This is the longest footbridge on the Appalachian Trail. And it's a cool bridge. I like it. And right over there is a train bridge. Sure would be nice to catch a train, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen today. The thing about doing a resupply in town is that you get to go have a meal at a real restaurant. And Scotto's did not disappoint. It was absolutely delicious. I had a big old double cheeseburger and baked spaghetti and a delicious chocolate milkshake. And I am so stuffed right now, all I can do is think about taking a little nap before I start hiking again. It was delicious. All right, we're back on trail. Stanimals brought us back to the trail after having a great resupply and a delicious lunch in Glasgow, and we're now just going to go about 2 miles to the shelter and call it a day. Okay, it's at the end of day 66. It was just a 9-mile day, but what we did is we hiked down into to the James River, crossed the James River footbridge, and then Stanimals came and picked us up, and we did a resupply in Glasgow and had a really big meal at Scotto's Pizza. It was delicious. We came back to the trail and hiked up to John Hollow's shelter. I'm trying to remember the mileage. Sorry, I don't remember. Anyway, I'll update tomorrow when we get going what the mileage is. It's somewhere around 789, I think, maybe. Anyway, we're planning to get up bright and early in the morning to try to get as much trail climb in the cool weather as we can before it warms up. It's supposed to get near 80 degrees tomorrow, so I don't want to be climbing in warm temperature. So that's what today was, and kind of what we're thinking about tomorrow. Have a great evening. Good night.